difference.
It's just life, man. We're all fucked up. So it can't hurt me. I talk about my daughter. I don't talk a lot about her because guess what? She didn't ask to be where I am. Me and her mom got divorced when she was about 1 year old. Her mom thought I was her soulmate. Her mom cannot stand me, period.
Yeah, we see David Goggins get pretty aggressive from the accusations that did occur. Now, to do a little bit TLDR, I did cover a video you can see right here where it explains everything in detail, the backlash against David Goggins, so you can get the entire story. However, I think I can help you guys out and kind of go through this. David Goggins has had a rocky past with his daughter, with his family life and things like that. Very little has been mentioned inside of his books, inside of his podcast. I did show one clip where that did come up, and he did admit to having a daughter during that instance.
Actually have a daughter right now. Yeah.
No way. I didn't know.
Yeah. I have a daughter right now. But that being said, I'm an open, honest person. So I had a kid at a young age when I was in the worst possible place in my life.
Now, however, Jade M. Goggins, his daughter, has come out on TikTok and showed this clip. And she says below that, "Mama, I'm chasing a ghost. Hashtag 10 years, silent too long, daddy issues, done being quiet, done with the lies." And this is her post over on TikTok. And this is her only post, by the way, on her entire thing. But it looks like she probably had other people previously following her. Now, because of that, essentially that is blown up. And David Goggins was asked on stage about this directly and provided his side of the story of this entire thing. And what's even more crazy is his mom did as well.
But are you good at asking anything?
I don't know now. But no, seriously, dude. Yeah, I have to be.
Yeah, it's so different.
It's just life, man. We're all fucked up.
Just recently, right? On I think it was TikTok, your daughter, or I think it was your daughter, comes out, and you're just getting back on after 10 months on, right? And we've had different conversations about family and stuff, but just recently, this week, and it kind of went viral, pieces of it, right? Fill me in, like, what is that when you see it? You see that from your side. What does it feel? What does it mean, like, from your side? So you, like, it's a welcome back to Instagram or social.
It's a definitely fuck you back to Instagram. All right, so to give you all context, I have to give you context first because y'all know what the fuck's going on. So it can't hurt me. I talk about my daughter. I don't talk a lot about her because guess what? She didn't ask to be where I am. So I ain't talk a lot about her. She came out on, she's done a couple things, one on Facebook a few years ago. She did something on Reddit, and she just did something here about a week ago on TikTok. You all can get your phone, her name is Jade M. Goggins. You may not have any context about it, but go to Jade M. Goggins and look it up.
Overall, to interject, that story of what he says is consistent even with the clip that I found on around 2021 where he was on the interview and he said exactly why he doesn't mention her on any of his books really at all, because he's like, she didn't really want to be there. That wasn't really part of what this was. So consistency, check. It is there.
Basically what she does is she calls me an absent father. She's never seen me before, doesn't know who I am, type of shit. That's how it makes it look, which is a fucking lie. She did something in 2018 on Facebook saying I was a deadbeat dad. She did something on Reddit with more deadbeat dad shit. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to explain this if you guys even want to hear it, but you asked me a question. So I'm going to try my best to put it in as much context as I can.
And by the way, I cannot find any of the stuff from Facebook or Reddit to go through. I have to be honest, like Dave Goggins is on a stage talking about this. It wasn't like he's making a YouTube video like this where he's like, here are all the receipts that he could possibly have. But, you know, he's been pretty transparent and he seems to be forthcoming, so.
Me and her mom got divorced when she was about 1 year old. Her mom thought I was her soulmate. Her mom cannot stand me, period, dot. She pretty much made my daughter hate me. I was in her life until she was about 15, and I will try to explain what happened. And I don't like talking without proof. So let me back up for a second. As far as the deadbeat dad thing goes, all that shit started, obviously, when people do that, they want to hurt you. There's been videos out there about me being a deadbeat dad. People who don't like me were very excited to see we got something on the superhero David Goggins. He's not a good father. I wish I could sit up here right now and tell you all, because this is what I like to do. I like to come up here right now and own it. I like to own the fucked up shit in my life. It makes it easier. I come up here, I tell you all as a fucking deadbeat dad, I didn't see my daughter, I'm a piece of shit. What y'all gonna say then? Nothing.
The whole time I see this, I'm like, it's crazy because you can tell he wants this conversation to be with his daughter. It's got to end at some degree. This is a family affair, and essentially, it seems like she doesn't want that conversation, but she wants to throw attacks or lunge these accusations against him. And, you know, it looks like maybe the mom weaponized the dad against him, which, you know, if you follow anything, divorced parents, it being split up, this is a very common instance. And the kids learn a narrative growing up that their dad is bad, isn't a good person. And sometimes there is some truth to that. Not saying it's all false, but then sometimes there's things that are false that kind of get ran away with the narrative, the imagination of the child as well. And it's hard to correct that when the story has been written over and over and over and reinforced sometimes even in their own brain before they've even talked to their dad. Why do you think I know this? It's because I've kind of been there in some of that aspect as well. So I'm just telling you from personal experience, I understand how this could come about.
Exactly. So I can't say that to you all because it's bullshit. I've never one time attacked my daughter. I've never one time attacked my ex-wife. I've seen this stuff for years. People have made videos on me. That's my daughter. No matter how the fuck she doesn't like me, that is my fucking daughter.
So he owns it. And I think David Goggins shows maturity in this by saying, like, that's my daughter no matter what. She could say I'm the worst person in the world. It sounds like he wants to show up. But it sounds like there's an expectation of him that is not what he's able to deliver. And his daughter is early 20s, I think, from this. And that is a friction point. I've been there as well, where it's like eventually she's going to realize no matter what, she can't go back to David Goggins filling up all those years of missed time being a SEAL or being this famous person, you know, that wrote a book and that promotes all these positive things, while also talking very bluntly about his life as well. And I think that's why people like David Goggins. If anything, this is making me appreciate kind of his no-nonsense take or approach to it in any way. But unfortunately, it sounds like that rough and tough ruggedness isn't really going to go over well with family. However, his mom comes with receipts that show that David has never tried to be part of her life is kind of a falsehood.
And I had to tell the truth about conversations that I had as a grandmother with my granddaughter about her dad. How she never called him Dad. She always referred to him as David. As a young girl, he was David to her. I called him Dad more than she did. Whenever I'd ask her to come visit me, she would say, only if David is not going to be there. That hurt me. That hurt David. I would beg her to try to have a relationship with her dad, and she said no. Now you all know, and it's no secret, that David's dad was a piece of shit. He's dead now. But he beat us. He beat David to the point where I couldn't send him to school on certain days. But I made him, after I left, I made him go see his dad. Because that's what mothers are supposed to do.
Love is a messy business, and when you add a family layer of that love, it is very difficult. There are unconditional things that we are obligated to in family, and that's one of them, is no matter what, you could think about somebody a certain way and it still seems so frivolous. And, you know, I think about that because I've lost 3 people in the past 3 months, and having to face the narratives I had, the feuds I had, the whatever that I brought to that table, that is part of this. And unfortunately, I think as you get older, you learn that lesson. And we all have regrets. We all have things that we're like, I could have been more forthcoming, but it's the journey it takes to get there, you know? And it's on David, it's on his daughter to make this happen. And someday they're going to set down the swords and the shields and all the attacks and all the, you were this and you were that. That will happen. And maybe it won't. But the people that have to live with that will have to live with that. And I hope that there's something that comes from that.
As much as I wanted to hurt his dad, and I really did because he hurt us, I couldn't use my kids to do that. I could not weaponize my children to hurt their dad. And it wasn't until one incident when I was begging Jade to come spend the night with me and her dad, and she refused multiple times in front of him, that he finally said, Mom, quit. Mom, stop. And I did. I had no idea how much I was hurting David by trying to convince his daughter to be in his life. Now, I know that I'm the mother, and anything I say, she's his mom, she's gonna say whatever she wants him to say. But I gotta tell you, because of this TikTok video and so much was out there about David that's not true, I didn't want people to think that what I was saying was not true. So I wanted to get proof. So I do have, and would you help me do this? I hate this. I swear to God, I hate this.
Is your phone right here?
It's okay.
He asked a fucking question, boy.
All right, so I thought maybe if we had words, Jade's words, David's words, so you don't have to believe me. And here's the exchange between the absentee dad, David. Now I'm gonna read it. No, I'm gonna read it. Sorry you feel the way you do about me. You don't even thank me for the things I've done. I sent you $1,000 for your 16th birthday and don't even get a thank you. I have never gotten a thank you for anything I've done for you. Not to mention you have never wished me happy birthday, Father's Day, or anything else. I'm not going to do this back and forth with you. One day you will see I am a good man. If you don't, I understand. I never liked my father either because he beat me. Now, I just want to read the response from Jade. I will never, ever see that you are a good man, because there will never be a day you ever see me again. You will never see me again, ever. And then you know how she ended it? Have a great life, David. Have a great life, David. So I just wanted you to know the truth. Yeah, he's a tough man, but this hurt the shit out of him. And
the last several years is because of what you just heard. When I went out, I couldn't stand my mom for making me see my dad. So when my daughter just kept saying, I don't want to see anymore, I don't want to see anymore, I don't want to see anymore, Roger.
So yeah, that's the reality of what this all is. And it's kind of shitty to me because I'm like, the doors are open. The phone works both ways. It's very tough. You can hold a lot of resentment. You can do all that. But it sounds like David Goggins is like, I've tried. I've reached out. I've done this. I've done that. You know, like he says that he sent her $1,000 on her 16th birthday when they stopped talking. It was kind of deadbeat dad around when she was 15. And it's like, I mean, I'm not saying money solves everything, but I'm like, if I was 16 getting $1,000, I think a thank you might be a little bit in order for my birthday. I mean, even a little bit of that. And it's hard because that's a hard task or skill to ask of a 16-year-old to step up to the plate. And I get that. I wanted to share this story because a lot of people on my last post of this were like, why are you talking about this? It's the message of sacrifice of service. It's the message that serving in the military does not come without that sacrifice. That is a sacrifice America does not see. That is a sacrifice Americans willfully should be glad they don't have to make, that they can go home every night. Now, to be fair, David could have served in some other capacity, could have gotten some other job, whatever, but it was known he was going to be a SEAL when this person was even in the womb. The wife was marrying into the idea he was going to become a Navy SEAL. So I'm like, you knew what you signed up for a little bit on the mom side. So to, you know, make David seem like a really bad person, I think is an overarching theme of this where I'm like, there's a lot more to this. There's got to be some therapy. There's got to be some stuff with the daughter that kind of goes through it. And we don't see any specific examples from her instance that I can see. I didn't see the Facebook post or the Reddit thread, but can tell you this is why I've not had kids, because as a military guy, I'm going to tell you there are a lot of people, they don't find out their kids, their family, all these people resent them until they're like, you were gone for these birthdays, holidays, first days of school, whatever else. And it's like, well, I was on the ship. I was with my unit. I was and it sucks is you can't go back to every little minute instance and give the facts and restructure a case of this is why I made that decision at that time. And unfortunately, a lot of military people make one huge decision. The hand. It goes up, you say the words, and you're supposed to do it. That's it. And that's powerful. Having your word is a very, very powerful thing. And sticking to that word is a very, very powerful thing. And I appreciate the people that watch this channel because I think you guys understand that. I think you guys really do. And I know there's people that have looked back and were like, man, we ask a lot from people that serve. So let me know what you guys think about that situation. Now we've heard David's side of it as this is kind of unfolded on the stage randomly, but I'll give kudos to the interviewer as well that actually had the balls to ask him about this, but also the balls for David to come out and say, our lives are messy. And he kind of just goes right at it. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think.